welcome back to ESL Pro League. I'm here with Blue still. My name is Moses. And we're going to bring you the last match of the evening. We've brought you the first three, so I don't really know why I went into that kind of an explanation. And I have my cord in front of me. It's a disaster. It's a disaster.
You're a mess
yeah,
now.
I'm dropping the ball the way Liquid drops the ball on map 1.
Oh.
Yeah, you like that?
There you go.
There we go. Back on
Edgy.
track. So make sure, guys, the Score Esports, we're just going to go right into that. The Score Esports, you can get that on Google Play, you can get it in the App Store. It's going to give you statistics, articles, and everything that you could possibly need to follow along with ESL Pro League throughout the end of the season and all the regular season that we have already done, but also the Pro League finals coming up next month. And that's what these two teams are playing for. That's what Liquid and Selfless are going for, and a win on both maps tonight for Selfless would help ensure that they essentially do that. So it's a little bit scary that Liquid just gets destroyed in that first map in the fashion that they did. So Liquid really need to bounce back here. The good thing is they're playing Cash, which has always been a map that they've enjoyed playing. It's been one of their favorite maps, and they're going to need to have a stellar performance here.
So, jumping into it, of course, Team Liquid, the best chance to bounce back is going to be right here, but now Selfless does take the edge over Team Liquid here. Already winning that first map, and in what I would call a dominating fashion. I mean, just absolutely destroying them on the T side, and then heading over to the CT side. Some struggles there as Liquid does have a couple rounds being picked up, but ultimately it comes down to Selfless. They bounce back pretty quickly, and then they take control of that first map.
It's just insane the pace they came out with, and Liquid was never able to really stop it. So they really took it to Team Liquid. Big thing for me is this map is going to have to, we need to see Kusta come alive. That's a big thing. He's with the AWP, he's such a big impact player, and I think you touched on it very, very efficiently and effectively when you said it seems like there's a whole different player. It seems like for whatever reason, whatever system that he's in right now, for whatever reason, whether it's a lack of confidence that he's having in himself at the moment, he's not that aggressive style operator that we're used to seeing. He's much more passive. So here on Cash, you'd expect them to be able to get back into it. So much experience for the Liquid guys. That being said, Selfless is 3-0 on it this season. Liquid's 2-1, and so this is going to be a little bit of a struggle. Dren and Relics, your players to watch, but even, I think everyone on Liquid might be the player to watch because they all seem to come out flat.
And in all honesty, everybody on Selfless is kind of the player to watch for those guys too. I think everybody had one or two good rounds throughout that. It wasn't necessarily like a 1 or 2 man performance like the old Selfless that we saw back when they first joined Pro League. It was all coming down to Kusta clutching out rounds. That's not the case anymore. Everybody on that team had a pretty good match that last one. Nobody really falling flat whatsoever. So if they bring that kind of performance in again today as into this match as well, then that's going to be another force to be reckoned with against Liquid.
Yeah, this is a huge. The one big thing that Liquid has going for them is this is the map that Nitro generally performs God tier on. This is, we've seen some fantastic performances from him on it. This is one of those maps that he's very comfortable entering in pretty much every location on the map.
I think you called it Nitro's playground at some point in the past.
Yeah, that was. I think that was at the last Pro League finals because it was like his first appearance to the pro scene in North America was dropping like 38 kills on Fnatic, and this is like the end of 2014, I think. Around that time, and then it was about basically a year later, this past Pro League, where he did the same exact thing to Fnatic. He had like 29 kills in the first half alone of Cash. Didn't win either of those games, though, I might add. So take from that what you will. Either way, mid-pressure, mid-control from Liquid. Are they going to force Nifty back? He's going to go for the peek, see what he can get. Tries to tap away at Kusta. That's a dangerous re-peek if Kusta goes for it. At least he spotted 3 members for Selfless over towards this B bomb site, so a very big lean. It's going to be that standard kind of retake tactic that we see on the CT pistol rounds.
This is good too, because now with Kusta inside of the vents, it's holding these players back a little bit, but it's quite obvious that the take is heading over to the A bomb site. As they get themselves on it, Plant's going to roll in. Not a whole lot of damage done to Selfless at this point, but Kusta still has that position outside of the vents now, and if he isn't taken down by Relics, in fact, Kusta just swings out there and shuts down Relics himself, and that's going to delay this retake by even more so.
Yeah, Kusta's got to be aware. He's getting pushed upon by Mitch, but his teammate, Adren, comes there just in time. Down to a 3-on-5. There's no smoke to even do any kind of smoke diffuse on the bomb, and Selfless hasn't even been able to really rotate over to the A bomb site. Mainline's the last one left. A dominant pistol round from Liquid. All 5 members survived, never at any kind of a risk of losing that. So a good start, at least, in this match.
Getting Kusta into the vents was such a huge deal there, too, because like I said, it just holds off that rotation for so long because they're so scared of him picking those players off. They can't retake from highway at all, so unless they were going to do a 5-man retake from truck, which probably would not have worked out so well, they were left with very little options, and Team Liquid just shut it down completely.
That combined with the amount of Liquid players that was spotted by Nifty initially coming out mid makes them really fear the mid to B split, especially with that player in vents. It really makes that defense kind of freeze and have to hold there, so they weren't able to cheat anyone on a rotate. They got the wrong information for what was coming, so really well played from Team Liquid there.
And it looks like Selfless going to take the risk this time by having 3, I believe actually 4 of their players stacking over here towards the B bomb site. Only going to keep Relics back on the A site. watch out for a possible play coming in towards this one. And Team Liquid have not decided as of yet, but it definitely is leaning towards an A hit now. They're going to have to move a Dren back over there from the back of the B bomb site to pick up the bomb, of course, but they're all slowly overwhelming it. And with how slow pace this is happening, the other 4 on that B bomb site probably are not going to be given much of a chance to react to it.
Yeah, some nades and Molotovs come out at the A bomb site. It's not an execute. They're just clearing out some positions with these mollies, seeing if they can get someone evacuating the position, holding them. The scary part for Liquid at the moment, they've got to be careful. At Dren and Nitro, they have the bomb in mid. So they cannot get picked off and drop that here because they're getting flanked out. Nitro's going to peek with the MAC-10. Does some good damage. Mainline's going to be there. He's got them both down so low. Can he get the second kill with this P2K? Yes, he can. Coming right through the smoke, not giving up. 28 HP left on him, but another good round for Liquid. They haven't dropped anyone yet.
Uber, the last one left, really not going to be able to do anything. Just waiting in the wings to see if anybody pushes out towards him. Catches Nitro, finishes him off at the very least to find a kill, but that's not going to matter at all in the grand scheme of things. He already got 2 kills as well, so that's an easy rebuy for those guys. And Hiko's just going to roll right down high with some team support as well to overwhelm him. Knocks him down. No saves it off for Selfless, but also keep in mind a fairly light investment from Selfless. We saw the same thing from them when they lost the pistols back over on Train as well. They chose to focus on that first gun round instead, so losing these rounds is not really going to be a big deal here for Selfless as they're saving up. They're really focusing on that first gun round.
Yeah, and this is something they've done. They did this on Train as well, because remember, they lost both pistol rounds on Train, so the fact that they were pretty dominant in that matchup on that map is very impressive, but they did the same thing, no armor. Look at Relics, getting aggressive with Mainline and Nifty as well. It's only Nitro here to hold this off. UMP goes to work, though, sprays down 2. Kusta's there to bail him out with a 3rd. Mid-pressure, it's a good attempt from Selfless, but it falls short. The deagle on Mitch is the one thing that Selfless still has going for him if it gets him a couple of fortunate headshots here or there, but he's out of the action. He's over towards the B site, so Liquid should have no more issues.
So Mitch and Uber walking their way into the site. We're trying to hold off the site, I should say. Unsuccessfully, which it shall be, as Mitch is the last one alive, and Kusa going to be able to overwhelm him there pretty easily. But now we get into that gun round. The unfortunate thing for Selfless, though, is that because they do make this choice to buy so preservatively on these eco rounds, is that they're not going to do really any damage at all to Team Liquid's economy. So look at the amount of cash they already have heading into this first gun round.
Yeah, Kusta had about 9,300 before he picked up the AWP. He's got full utility as well. On top of that, Nifty has an op of his own, light armor and a smoke. No kits on the Selfless side. To start things off, it's early mid-control. Up over towards the A bomb site. Uber's going to get in vents to group up with Mainline to have a nice crossfire on the B bomb site. It's Mitch and Relics who are going to have to work this mid-control very well. There's Uber with 1 kill, traded off immediately by Elige. Still some presence in mid. Mitch is rotated over, Relics is there as well. Mitch gets sprayed down by the UMP of Nitro, so Relics just has to cede that area of the map. Liquid have control, and there's really nothing Selfless can do to get it back.
And Team Liquid now free to go essentially wherever they choose here, as they're going to have a pretty big advantage regardless, but they'll take their time with it. Moving in for mid control now, mollying and smoking out things back over there towards mid to make sure that they don't get pressured by Selfless, but they'll move in through the vents. Mainline catching that first one, only losing about a quarter of his HP, but he needs to fall back now since the other 3 are going to roll in. Relics is on the way to support, but he's going to be overwhelmed here pretty quickly. More mollies coming out into the site. He's been spotted. He's going to get taken down by Elige, but Relics does not want to take the risk on pushing out to take down Elige, despite the fact that he's been completely flashed. They just spotted him inside of CT main, and Nifty's here too, but he's got the op on the retake, and this is such an awkward angle to play with 3 taking from the CT side. He really will not be able to do all that much here, so it comes down to Relics to pull off a miracle. Molly's going to get tossed down. This could be good, though, to work it with Nifty. If it forces him outside of cover, it's going to spread. It's going to force him out, but it's not in the way that where Nifty would be able to spot it. So he's still alive. They're running out of time here, and in all honesty, they might just have to make the call to save, which I think is what they're doing right now.
Yeah, they're going to give it up, but they've got Elige caught on their heels. Can he stop this? He can't. That's the op down. That's a huge kill. So much money on the Liquid side. No reason for Elige not to risk this. He might not even find Relics, but they are going to stop him from getting the AWP. There's Nitro and even Kusta coming to join in to make sure they can take all the weapons away from Selfless. So 4-0 for Liquid. This is the start they needed.
Now building upon this here too, Selfless back onto a save. Not going to be able to justify going for another buy here, considering the fact that they went preservatively on those first couple of rounds. They did not really get any damage at all in Team Liquid's economy, so they're very heavily built up. It's not worth it to go for a force here, as you're just going to be dealing with it again in the next round anyway. So Liquid will get another free one more than likely and get it to 5-0.
That's a pretty nice nade. Heavy damage on Kusta and Elige. Nothing to really follow it up. Looks like they want to go for a reverse boost on the Selfless side. Lot of utility being used by Liquid. That's well done. Relics, he is boosted up. He's going to buy his time. Nitro gets caught off guard, but Adren's going to bail him out. He does actually fall, but Adren gets the 2 kills. So good recovery. Swaps over to the AK-47, and now, once again, seems to be the theme so far in Cash. Liquid is on the opposite side of the map of the majority of Selfless members. So it's going to be a free B bomb site.
Waltzing right in there too. Selfless trying to box some of these guys in, but what impact can they really have? It's not going to be a whole lot. Uber might be able to catch Hiko on the back end of this, but it's going to be a rifle against a CZ. Not very good odds at all from Uber unless there's some distraction to pull Hiko's vision away from this.
It's smart positioning by Hiko as well, since they took the site with no resistance. He knows that more than likely they're going to start getting flanked out, so he gets into this position. This is to guard in case, for when the bomb eventually is going to go off, they can retreat this way. He's got control, so there's very few places that Selfless can punish him. You can see, actually, it looks like Selfless is just lining up to have some late aggression. Actually, Adrent, I mean, he's got to at least watch his back. Hiko can't watch everything.
And
nice
Relix is going to be able to grab 2, maybe a 3rd on the Hiko, but Hiko finally puts a stop to it. However, look at this now, a 2v1. Unfortunately, though, Uber has gone way too aggressively outside of that one, and Hiko's wasted enough time. So he's going to be able to recover the op. Some good damage done by Selfless in this round when you consider how lightly they invested, but at the end of the day, it still is another round for Team Liquid, and they save the most expensive gun. It
is pretty hard to punish the Terracide economy when they already have this much money built up. So, I mean, it's a bummer, and it sucks for Liquid. They lost that many weapons. It's really nice from Selfless, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not a massive impact. And even then, it only becomes an impact if Selfless can eventually win and string 2 to 3 rounds together. Again, though, an op on Nifty. They go for the same setup. 1 member in vents, 1 in B, and 2 on each side of mid. The op, that's going to be at the B site, actually. So that's one change. Last time it was over towards A. Mainline's the only one here, and he wants to get aggressive in the door. Kusta misses that shot, not expecting that close of a peek. So Hiko's still going to be here to lurk. Hiko has been playing this position in cash for quite some time against some of the best teams in the world, and he has the advantage over Mainline to start. 39 HP spam through the door.
Now, Hiko is going to go for it again here. Still not really catching any damage at all onto Hiko, and in the meantime, Liquid just waiting in the back right now, taking their good old time, not really wanting to rush anything as of yet. Hiko trying to make some fidgety rotations here against the guys on Selfless, since he's the only one that's really strucken out onto that A-bomb set as of yet, but a lot of Selfless's players were shifted towards mid early on, and now they're going to start to shift back up highway, although again, some more utility's been used back over towards mid, so it's going to draw that attention right back. Uber watching out for the boost play right now, and they're going to try to counter boost up on top of that. We'll spot one player there. That's Kusta up on top. He misses the shot on the Mitch, but I don't think Mitch actually wants to go all the way through. And it's a good thing, too, because you could see how many players from Lick were waiting just on the other side of that. But Hiko, if he took that shot right there.
He's waiting for it. Waiting for it. So Hiko now, when does he decide to get aggressive? His teammates have all rotated over towards the A-bomb site. It's just Adren and mid. And he's going to fall to Mitch. This is going to spur them forward. 20 seconds left on the clock. Liquid's run this down. So now Uber and Mitch can rotate over. This is going to be a very staunch defense at this site. Nitro's going to be the first one in, gets the first kill, and then Mainline burns alive inside the site. So the bomb is going to get planted. It's down to a 3-on-3.
Quick rotation coming back over there from the number 3 man, Nifty, on his way up to truck angle to try and help them out. But the smokes have just plumed out, and Team Liquid are able to fall back so much here. They've got good control of this one, but Nitro is also solo. He needs to be cautious. Uber finds that first pickup. That's now A main cleared out, and all these players are positioned back up on the site. Nitro, though, can hear Uber moving in, but that doesn't matter. He fires too soon. Hiko responds. He's looking for the clutch, down to a 1v2. But keep in mind, Selfless, they're playing this so slowly right now. They're wasting a lot of time trying to bait him out. He's not going to do it. He's going to wait for the perfect time. Uber, though, does the work that's needed, moves in. He's got the kit. He's going to be able to defuse this, and Selfless now will be able to put up their first round on the board.
Yeah, awkward angle for Hiko to deal with, but a very nice retake. And actually, no one from Team Liquid. Kusta had that spot over at the forklift. That's such an important position for CTs to gain control on that rotate. Kusta decides to give it up and go back towards A main. Gets caught a little bit off guard by, I think a pop flash from Selfless. Either way, into this round, there's still plenty of money on the Liquid side, so they're going to have a very strong buy, and they have money behind this moving forward. If they can get a plant this round, they'll have another very strong buy if they lose. But Selfless has got to string them together, because it's only Nifty and Uber with any kind of money. So if they get reset here, it becomes a little bit of a nightmare. Mainline is pushed out aggressively. That Molotov, Adren's got to be careful. Heavy aggression for Selfless towards the B-bomb site. Catches him off guard. So where does Liquid go for here? They decide to just go fast towards this A-bomb site. They're already up highway. Uber's the only one in the site. There is a player at truck, but he hasn't done anything. Relix had a nade out, so he can't find Nitro. His teammate does. The bomb is down in the open, and Relix is caught by Kusta.
Relix a bit timid there to actually help out Uber, considering he would be overexposing himself, but he should have been out there. Now he's going to pay the price for it, as his teams are tied up on the 3-on-3 odds.
It's the same exact situation as last time, except this time Kusta is at forklift, so he's got control of this position.
Now they move back in though. Mitch looking for the first kill on the way in, but Elige is going to be able to grab it. Kusta sitting just behind two. Elige right now saving Kusta's life. Nifty does finally catch that kill, almost finding Elige too, but he's quickly able to get back behind cover. Molly's going to roll back in, but that's way too far posted back. Now Nifty's traded up for an M4. Still has a flashbang to work with as well, but he's slowly being surrounded here, trying to find that first kill, but Elige on point, gets a 4 kill in this round and holds that site for Team Liquid.
Yeah, that's the reset that Liquid needed as well. And the pause comes out for Selfless. They've got to figure out what to do, because much like Train, they're getting steamrolled on this defensive side. No signs of slowing down from Liquid. Selfless had them in a little bit of an awkward money situation if they could have won that round, but Liquid's going to get restabilized. And it might, I mean, this is the thing, it could be a double save. This is such an awkward buy, because Uber and Nifty have money. Uber can buy this round, probably not going to, but next round, Uber and Nifty are going to have so much money, there's no reason for them not to buy, and they'll have a decision to make there, because Relics, Mitch, and Mainland are going to be right on the edge of some kind of, you know, they just can get a buy, but it's not going to be very strong.
They've been fairly preservative, though, for the most part, when we look at their buy decisions that have come out of the last half and just in general in the past. So I personally think that they're going to go for the more preservative choice here of just taking the lighter buy here and focusing it up on the next round. But again, just like we had in that last map, and sort of looking to Team Liquid's CT side back over on Train too, is that this is getting to a dangerous sort of scoreline now where Liquid has such a huge lead. They need to try and find some rounds before this gets completely out of hand. This is almost the same situation where Liquid's actual takes to these bomb sites are just going so successfully that Selfless are just never even given a chance to react to that. Like that last round too. One big mistake there was Relics just choosing to hide back instead of trying to help out Uber. Uber was just left to die, essentially. He gets a 1-for-1 trade, but then Relics is smoked out, so he can't do anything, and he gets shut down by Kusta, and just like that, you're in a 3-on-3. If he had been out to help out, there was probably 1 or 2 kills he may have been able to grab, and that would have made that retake such an easier situation for the remaining members on Selfless to handle.
Yeah, they're going to have a big decision to make. On top of everything, just not a lot of kills going out on the Selfless side, so very, very different. I mean, Uber's got 7. But then Mainline is at 1, Nifty 2, and then 3 each for Relics and Mitch. So just not a whole lot of death being dealt to Team Liquid. And still, we're going to see Kusta with the AWP. Adren's going to be able to buy the AK-47. Oh, he's going to go for the MAC-10. So knowing that it's a save, and he was actually a little bit light on money if he went for that AK, he would have been a little bit beat up. So he's going to go to try and get some of that bonus money to rebuild his own personal store of cash. But 6-1. And I think this pause is more for the next round when they... I mean, that's what you'd imagine, right? The pause would be for the next round. They're going to save this one, and that would indicate that they might want to force buy into the next round because they want to have some kind of plan of how to find an advantage with weaker weapons. Liquid, they're not going to slow down. They're not going to take a break. Molotov's forced Relics out of position. He can't fall back. He does burn alive. Uber's fighting in one as well. It's just carpet bombed.
Molly's all over the place here, so not a whole lot of progress being made at all. Nifty does, he's got a couple of those now. He gets another long-range kill with the USP.
I think it was on Nitro as well, on Train when he did that towards the upper ramp. So Nitro having no fun facing Nifty with the USP.
So this one, of course, is going to be a wash, but it's the next round, just like those ecos before, at the beginning couple of rounds, Selfless are looking to focus on, and it needs to happen soon, because like I was saying before, Selfless is now, our Team Liquid is now sitting at a +6 advantage, and Selfless need to try and round this back pretty quickly.
And this is what we talked about when we said they're kind of on that sketchy situation where they can buy. Not very strong. Nifty has the AWP. 3 FAMASes on Relics, Mitch, and Mainline. And they have very light utility. Smoke Flash on Mainline, Smoke Nade on Relics and Mitch each. And it looks like their choice of what they want to do is get aggressive towards the B bomb site. That's a good pick.
Mainline going to move up now, too. Nobody's expecting this right now. He's going to roll out. They're lined up. He only gets 1, but Mitch comes out to support. That as well, though, is only going to yield 1 kill, but still, now Selfless. They have a man up, and look at all the damage they've done to Nitro. He's down at 17 HP. Elige going to go for a quick jump in through the vents, but there's also 2 posted up in this site. This is going to be such a hard take for Liquid to grab here, and also one of them trying to toss a molly back out. Nifty has to move away from that one, so it's good to peek back out from the checkers room. Elige as well. He did spot Nifty back in the corner, so an HG is going to roll in. Almost a perfect one. Gets him down to just about 40 HP. This is being taken so slowly. I'm actually unsure as to why Uber has not rotated over as of yet. Maybe just one player moving it, but now they need to commit because Elige, he just found this kill in the Nifty, and the smoke is going to expire against Relics in a second here, so he's going to hold back for a minute. And Uber, he's going to take so long to get here. All of a sudden, Team Liquid could win this round.
Elige has been a monster in this map so far. He's been an absolute beast, and here he gets him into a good spot. Nitro with the AWP. That nade takes him out, so it's all on Elige, and he's got to find ways to isolate one-on-ones. If Uber and Relics do this appropriately, Uber could at least trade Relics off. So he's going to peek out. He finds the battle he wants, but Relics is prepared for it. So that's a second round for Selfless. They do salvage the AWP, and they'll more than likely get an AK-47 or an M4 out of it as well. And 2 ops, so they switch for free to a double op setup, but still, it goes right back into the situation where they don't have a lot of money. If they want to have some strong buys and some of these supporting players around these ops, then one of the opper has to drop an M4 over to a teammate. So their money is going to be virtually depleted after this. And Liquid, I mean, if they reset the economy again, it's just that train nightmare that Liquid just went through where they can just never have a good buy.
The opposite end of it, though, is that Team Liquid did bring themselves down pretty low. Realistically, we could look at one more Forza from Liquid coming up after this round, but they too would be broken. And Mitch, if there was a boost play, could find quite a few kills from that position, but I don't think there's going to be really any action here happening in mid from Liquid. Liquid are very quickly lining up to maybe go out to the A-bomb set, although that was a great nade tossed back in, I believe, by Relics. It's now brought Nitro already down to 43 HP, smoking the bomb set off very quickly. Thankfully, though, for Selfless, there was a lot of pressure in mid, so they can very quickly wrap back up through highway and get some other CT pressure in here, too, to try and hold these guys back for a few extra moments.
It's a delayed execution. The Molotovs come out, but Liquid still hasn't hit the bomb site. That's a good find from Lige. Still doing work. Relics with the AWP has had no impact, and his teammate has just gotten swarmed. He only gets 1 kill. And in the reload between shots, Liquid has taken complete control of the A-bomb site, and it might just be the call now for Selfless to save these weapons.
Reset again. Selfless cannot deal with this. Liquid, they've already got full control of this half under their belt here, but Selfless just need to try and stack some rounds together. Mitch probably going to end up going down in second two. Just barely loses that duel. Adrenaline surviving it with 2 HP, and Nifty's the last one alive. He's got the op. Definitely want to be trying to save that. That could be a very powerful weapon, but with the rest of your team possibly just sitting on pistols, that op may not even be able to do that much usefulness.
This is where Adren with his 2 HP just maybe even just literally pull your knife out and just jump around and try and find where Nifty is for your rest of your teammates. Because Kusa's right there with them. They've also got 1 player right outside the B bomb site. The bomb is just about to explode now, so Nifty gets his kill. Can they hunt him down in time? They are going to jump. Oh, that's a nice shot from Nifty. Recovers nicely. Oh, he almost gets a third, but Kusta. I thought he was going to be able to get that last member of that was falling off upper, but Kusta takes him out from range. So 8-2, and it's a double save scenario again, but they can't even, I don't even know if they can afford to double save here.
Oh, they're so far behind now. They're going to have to force up in the next round with Famasas for the most part. Team Liquid know they're on a save. Nitro back on the Mac 10. Going to be able to have some fun with this now, as they know they've got Selfless so restricted, so constricted, not able to do anything with this struggling economy. And despite them really focusing on those gun rounds, it's such little success within those that is causing all these problems right now and is giving Liquid such a big lead.
Relics is going to push up an A main, and Elige could find him here, just waiting for this kind of a play. All of Liquid at the moment, they've slowed the pace down very much. Gone for very wide map control just to prevent against any aggression. They know it's a low economy situation for Selfless. I don't know if that Molotov is going to... Nope, Nifty's on the other side of the box, so that's not going to force him away. But Nitro is going to see mainline. He's going to chase it down. This is right into Nifty. This is very good bait, but Nifty's holding strong on the trigger. He wants to get more. And that's a good choice, because actually a Dread now is going to walk right into it. Oh, what? He recovers. It's a knife attempt from Nifty. That's an inexperienced play. You take that kill and see what happens from there. But he tries to get fancy.
So the 2 left alive. Thankfully for Selfless, are stacked on the B-bomb site, but they've been spotted out here, and Ali just going off with that spray. He could have sealed the kill away. Nice shot from Uber, but Eco going to deck the final 2 to the floor. Team Liquid now almost in double digits here, as they take the turn away from Selfless and are dominating things here on the second map. Selfless into another buy, and as we were saying before, they just cannot afford to save anymore, so they're going to force up here, but just look at how little utility they're going to be bringing to the table. Uber downgrades to an SMG so they can get a little bit more of it, but for the most part here, the biggest thing they have is a smoke setup for everybody on the team.
Yeah, the tough part as well, they have 4 smokes, which is nice, but it's the flashbangs they're really missing out on, because on this map especially, there's so many different ways you can pop flash and peek as counter-terrorists to get information or just to try and punish the opposing team. To spam through from Hiko brings Uber down to just under halfway. Either way, they do have control of a main. So at least there's that.
Hunting these kills still here. Almost got Uber with it, but not going to be enough. And Mitch just below the vents. If Adren tries to get aggressive there and hold off the rotation from that B-bomb site, he might find a bit of an early death here, but all right.
There's a small amount of miscommunication. Thanks for the Molotov. Thanks for forcing me out of my really nice, cozy spot.
The good news is they're not going to counter boost you and chase you, but they don't think they were planning it anyway. So Well, Team Liquid get a rotate back over now. It does look like they are leaning towards the B hit instead. Possibly going to go for mid pressure and then take highway control as well.
You can see how Selfless is a little bit scared at the moment. With the advanced position, with control of A main, they haven't cheated anyone on the rotate. But with that much manpower dedicated, there's 2 players in A main. Look at the position it's allowed to get a Legion. Nifty has a really tough job on top of Truck to guard against this. Elige waiting for his teammate perhaps now. He's going to swing out. He's not prepared for it. Kadren, can you respond to the kill? No. 2 kills for Nifty. That's nicely done. So now Liquid's in a tough spot. Mitch does swing out. He gets dropped. Mainline's there, but Kusta knew it. Just had him pinned in. So a 3-on-3. And with the op, Kusta can now grab a really nice perch to stop the retake from happening. Molotov up top. No utility on the Selfless side. And no kits as well.
Final 3 here for guys on Selfless. They're going to need to try and start this retake very quickly, but this has not been something that Selfless have been able to do. Their retakes are probably one of their biggest issues on this CT side. They can trade on the opening gambits, but when it comes to the guys on Team Liquid actually getting control of the site, Selfless just cannot get themselves back inside of it. So, again, save call has been made. Relics and Nifty going to fall away from this one, and they will see the 10th round of Team Liquid here. This is getting dangerously out of hand. They need to try and find some way to prevent Liquid from getting onto the site to begin with, because it seems that as soon as Liquid get onto that site and get their players into their post-plant positions, there's no way for Selfless to retake the site.
Kusa is going to go for one more. No, the op does get taken out, and that's actually... Okay, Hiko's there to cover against it. I was going to say that's a small mistake if the op gets dropped over towards Selfless on that round with him chasing down some kills. Either way, 10-2. Commanding lead, and now it's the situation where Selfless just has to buy. They have to try and get as many of these last 3 rounds as possible, so... You know, 2 Famuses, the AK that's brought into the next round. Another Famus is bought up by Uber at the end. Mainline's just on a CZ. So at least they have a good amount of utility to work with. It's just so much firepower on the Liquid side remains for the rest of this half.
But it's back to the sort of wait-and-see policy here from Team Liquid. Hiko spraying here again, but Relics is the same thing.
Deja vu.
Hiko way better at it, though.
Well, you know, AK against Famus shooting through a wall. It's generally always going to go in the favor of the AK. The question is, last time Liquid avoided this kind of this A main aggressive stance from Selfless. They just went towards the B bomb site. This time they might choose differently. They could choose to just go right back at it later in the round when they're running out of utility. It does look like they want to just slowly pinch toward this A bomb site. They have complete mid control. Oh, there's a nice pop flash. He almost lines it up.
Oh.
TK works out anyways.
1-for-1 trade, I suppose, as Relics accidentally takes down Uber directly after them. But Mitch gets a little aggressive from that post-up position underneath the vents, and he's going to find a Dren. So into a 4-on-3.
And look at mainline. He's flanking all the way. He thinks this is going to be an A hit. He's bypassed the entire Team Liquid side of things. He's going towards A, but everyone else is in B. He must not have heard. So now he's got to come back. At least now he's got another flank coming, and it is pretty quick, but with no pressure at the B bomb site, Nitro's already waiting for it. Important battle for him to win, and he does. Very, very easy, and the nades, the Molotovs starting to come out in these choke points again.
Moving back in very quickly here. The guys in Selfless, they're prepped for the retake, but as I mentioned before, they're so slow at it. And also, worst case scenario for this one too, or just the worst case, the worst part about this is they once again have no utility. They've got 2 kits, but this is a dry retake. Have to try and brute force their way in. It's actually working out okay for the time being. They get 2 players back over here on top of the generator. Relics finds a first kill for his team, but immediately after that, he loses both of his teammates. And this is the sucky part about not having any utility. He's just stuck here. He has to tap the bomb to force some of these guys out. They know he doesn't have any utility. So he's like, oh, well, this is a big mistake to be in here. Picks up the first one, finds the second one, but he's out of time. And although he does end up finding all the kills and completely eliminating Team Liquid, he's not going to be able to win the round. So they'll find an 11th one, and all their players going down, that doesn't matter, because Team Liquid just have so much cash at this point, they can easily eat up a full rebuy.
Yeah, small thing there for them to lose their weapons. Although the money is starting to dwindle a little bit, but with only 2 rounds left, it's no big deal. You can see Nifty there just eating the bomb damage at the end to try and find that op. Unfortunately, the bomb explosion blows it in the other direction. Kusa going to get boosted again. They haven't, or no, it's going to be Elige boosted, so maybe some fast mid control. We have seen Kusa up there to maybe try and get a pick, but this time it's going to be Liquid who just want to take control of it very early on in the round. They know that there's not enough utility for Selfless to actually think they can hold away this kind of pressure. And Elige is going to be the first one out. Again, A main is taken control of by Selfless. This time, Liquid, they're right outside of it. I don't know if they spot it. We didn't get to see if anyone saw anything. They have spotted it the previous 2 times, which is kind of why they've made that call to go away. And Relics looks like he wants to get aggressive behind the smoke.
Now,
actually, very aggressive on all sides of the map. For how passive Liquid's been, they did boost over very quickly, but I mean, if they have A main control for Selfless and they also have B control for Selfless, mainline, that Molotov's not going to hit him, so Liquid's got to be very careful approaching this bomb site.
But Mainline going to be waiting now for the push. Right now, nobody checking inside of Sunroom as of yet, so he's free to take down some of these players. Looks for Kusta, grabs him. Also, though, Adren is able to catch a trade. Now looking for Mainline just outside into that Sunroom now, but Mainline's going to catch him as well, so the B hit has been killed here. Nobody be able to successfully push the back B halls. He's surprised, though, and not only this, but Elige back towards Checkers found 2 more kills. So this one has gone for one that Selfless may have been able to steal away to one that now is probably not going to happen, although as I say that, Relics finds 2 kills, and he's also got armor as well. Nitro moving in, he's able to get the plant, but that nade's going to do so much damage, down to 49, and now the molly goes on top. Nitro's going to be overwhelmed. That was a good pop flash to force him inside of Checkers, but Nitro finds the headshot onto Relics and saves this round from going into the control of Selfless.
Geez, 6 shots from Selfless for those CZs. Nitro bails him out in a 1-1, so 12-2. This has been just this brutal if you're Selfless. And at some point during this, I was going to say that we've seen this map be pretty T-sided lately. We've talked about that a lot over the recent weeks after the major, because at MLG this was a 10-5 half for the terrorist side, but this is now extending into well past that, where just not enough opportunity to recover from this against Liquid. Mainline's brought down very low and eventually finished off by Hika, who's just been a monster over towards door. They haven't been able to contain him whatsoever. Whether it's spamming through on their main control, spamming through the door, now he's finding a kill here and brought Relics also down to 13. So not looking good.
And the guys on Team Liquid still looking to get some pressure outside onto A-main. That's a good pop flash, but just like we've seen a lot of here on Selfless, a sort of hesitance to play aggressively on this CT side. They don't really want to. They don't really want to take a risk on getting themselves killed, even after using pop flashes and whatnot. Mainly just to hold the T sides at play. But there's been so many situations now where if they had have peaked, if they had have tried to play things together or just play a little bit more aggressively in an actual fight, it would have ended so much better for these guys. Nifty, nice job picking up 2 kills there, but the problem though is that the bomb is shifting its gaze over towards that B bomb site, and currently nobody's really there to watch out for that.
Yeah, but Liquid doesn't know that, so they've got to take it a little bit cautiously, because Nitro, Hiko, they're both very low. This is going to be all on Adren. And that flash actually blinds him. He's got the... No, actually Nitro does have the bomb. He's progressing to the B site. If Mitch peeks this, if he can stop this bomb, that would be huge, and it's very doable, though he misses the shot. Now on the rotate, it's Nifty. Adren, here's the vent break. He's got a perfect chance to do it. It's a 2-on-2.
As Nifty presses forward, actually going to catch Adren. Nicely played by Nifty. Picks up another kill for the Opera. Nifty's been doing a fantastic job with the rifle in this one, but there's Nitro again. Picks up a first one, but leaves himself out in the open for too long. So Mitch, nicely done. Grabs the trade onto Nitro, finishes it off, and Selfless will be finding at least a 3rd round for this half. That's not good, though, because Team Liquid are still going to hold a monster lead coming off their T side, and it'll be very fragile at best for Selfless to try and make a comeback, if they can even do so. They need to win that pistol round and the following 2 rounds and the gun round to even have a chance of getting back into this game now. Like, there's like, yeah.
Yes.
Just by the way I said that.
Tell me what I don't know, Blue. They need to win every round they possibly can if they want to win this match. Yeah, this is not looking good for them moving forward at all. So, a dominant first half from Liquid. I mean, there was really no... Even when Selfless did find advantages, the big thing was just the money that was just so beat up throughout that entire time. Ever since they took that pause, which I think was about 7 or 8 rounds in, there was essentially just a terrible money situation for Selfless every round after that. So even when they had advantages, they just didn't have the arsenal to hold those advantages. Which was very tough. You think all the times they took control of A main and essentially eliminated they eliminated that bomb site from the options of Team Liquid for the entire last 5 rounds of that half. And Liquid just always avoided it by going towards the B bomb site. They were just like, all right, why don't you have that? We know we're going to be facing Famas with no nades over towards the B site, so we'll just take control that way.
And I think, again, another big thing that's happened for Selfless, too, like I said before, like everybody on that team seemed to be performing pretty well coming off of that last map on Train. But this time, we're not seeing that at all. I think really the only player that's standing out so far on this team was Nifty that game. And it's not even really as an opper either. It's like with him as a rifle. And that's so weird when you consider him to be probably one of the better players with the rifle this game when he's supposed to be the dedicated opper.
Yeah, well, sometimes when the pressure is just put on like this, it's a little bit difficult. But Liquid is going to have a pretty easy half, I think. We talked about this is a map that they very much enjoy playing. This is a map they want to pick against pretty much every type of opponent they have. Even the best teams in the world, they're more than content to play this map against them. So, and even actually, this is even dating back towards previous rosters of Liquid. This has always been in their map selection. It's always been pretty much their favorite map through different roster changes and everything like that. They used to be so very dominant on the CT side back when Fugly was on this team. It was actually Nitro and Fugly who manned up A defense, and they were like a brick wall at that bomb site, especially against other North American teams. But now still, Just a sick performance that we just saw, and it seemed like they were taking out a little bit of anger that they built up on the train side of things. Just like, all right, well, we'll do you one better.
So Team Liquid kicking some ass in the first half, but 4 more rounds are needed to close it out. Selfless, like we said before, just as much as Team Liquid really fighting for survival here in the ESL Pro League. So they are going to want to try and bounce back into this game as best they can. It's just going to be such a tough battle to win here, especially if Team Liquid steals away that pistol round. Selfless needing a few moments to compose themselves, of course, before they were ready to jump into that second half, but we are going into it now. So this is it. Selfless drop this one. They might be out of the running for Pro League. And if Team Liquid wins it, they're right back in the mix. And with their last set being against a team which they should easily beat, they might secure their position.
It's actually pretty crazy to think that if Team Liquid continues on this pace and wins this, we're still going to have a 3-way tie. It's only Cloud9 who's kind of gotten out of that tie just by winning two maps tonight. It would actually then be Energy, Selfless, and Team Liquid who are all tied up. So no one out of the woods just yet. Today doesn't seem to be solving too much of anything. And at the moment, I mean, this is a little bit of a switch up from Liquid. It is very popular at the moment to run this retake on A strategy. We see it all the time. But Liquid has shifted it. They're playing more of a retake towards B, saying, Hiko, you're going to be the only one at that bomb site. We're going to stack up 4 members at A, so they're trying to hope and pray that they can lure Selfless into this trap.
But it's being played very, very cautiously by Selfless now. No chances being taken as of yet, just to try and gather some intel as to what may be on that bomb site from Team Liquid. But already here, Team Liquid being much more active with their defense than Selfless was back on their own pistol here too. So they're ready. They're available to hold this back. At the same time, though, Selfless, they've changed the hit. They're only going to be having 2 players push their way into this bomb site just to cause some noise and draw some rotations over. The bomb itself with 2 more players is working its way in, but there's Nitro tapping away on the Nifty. Looking for a second one. Not going to happen. Relics actually finds 2, so the fake may work.
It does work. That's huge. This is huge play by Relics. He just saves this pistol. Hiko hasn't moved. He actually did pull out of the bomb site, and it looked like he was going to evacuate over towards A, but he comes back just in time. This is just too much for him to handle.
Alex is going to ace this, more than likely.
Nah, Hiko, you rush into the bomb site. You don't let him get it. That's right. Mainline grabs it.
That was almost probably an assist for Alex, too. He was sitting there. You can see he was shooting at him. Mainline.
Yeah.
You're a jerk. That's my kill.
No, you got to earn those aces. And although, I mean, he pretty much did by selling that fake almost single-handedly. So Liquid at 12-4. They lose the pistol round. They go for a nade stack. No investment in armor. They just upgrade pistols and have 5 nades to work with, but they're going towards the A bomb site. Selfless is going to be on the complete other side of the map, and they're going very fast-paced, so there's no chance for Liquid even rotating over and getting in position.
One thing to keep in mind too, just as a reminder, because this round probably not a whole lot's gonna happen this round, with the tiebreaker rules, that if this ties 1-1, and if Selfless is able to, like through whatever circumstance of events that Team Liquid and Selfless would be tied, with them being 1-1, the way that it decides who gets the higher seed in that situation is going to be whoever has the higher amount of rounds won against the other one based on this. So I don't remember the score from the last map. But I think right now, in the event Team Liquid win, with Selfless not really gaining that many more rounds.
16-9, I'm trained.
Yeah, so Selfless need to try and get more than 9 rounds here if they want to go over Team Liquid in a tiebreaker scenario.
Pretty interesting new wrinkle in the this kind of matchup here, and this is pretty decent for Liquid. Doing pretty good damage. 3 members down from Selfless, and they'll be able to salvage some guns as well. It's that's an AK-47 actually that Hiko's brought forward, so that can be a little bit scary. Interesting to note, actually, is that Hiko's bought out a little bit more than his teammates. I was going to say, I was looking for him to like buy light armor behind this with the AK-47. Might want to give it over towards Nitro and see if he wants to do that. But instead, he's just going to have a smoke, play some delay tactics over towards the B bomb site, all solo. Upgraded pistols, some more nades brought out from Liquid. And how aggressive does Hiko get without armor? Because all 5 members of Selfless are going to be out mid towards the A bomb site. Except for mainline. And actually, I don't even think he'll reach a spot. There he is. Now he spots one. But mid control, and they're going to be coming right at Hiko. Can he pull off a miracle?
He's going to try and hold all this without armor, too, as he cannot invest in this round with them going up for the previous one. Smoked off. Have to try and time his spray, or just not do it at all if he wants to sit back and wait for them to actually get onto the site. Could use his teammates sort of as cannon fodder to act as a distraction now, so that he can go in and at the very least catch a couple kills, or just make the decision to sit back and save it if you want to be able to keep that and save some money on the gun round.
He might want to do that. I don't think he's probably one of the lowest on money. He's one of the lowest at 2,400, so he might just want to keep the AK. He does get the kill there on the Relics, and Mitch is being a nuisance over towards mid, and Hiko falls with that AK, so he doesn't save it. So that might eat into some of the utility he could have in the next round. So Selfless, you mentioned they need to get up towards 9 and 10 if they want to win the tiebreaker flat out.
But, I mean, like, in reality, like, keep in mind, Selfless is playing Luminosity on Tuesday.
Yeah.
So they want to win this match entirely.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
to have, you know,
yes,
make sure that Liquid ends up tying with them entirely.
No one fighting for playoffs ever wants to actually lose a match.
Yeah.
I say that, but...
I mean, yeah, just you don't want to take a risk at all, because if you, because considering Liquid's probably going to 2-0 their final match, that means Selfless would have to 2-0 versus LG, which is like, good luck with that.
Yeah, Molotov on top to delay this boost. There's one in Vents, biding his time. That's going to be a Liege. Mainline is out mid, though. No one has spotted this. Molotov happens. Liege actually pushes the wrong way.
Still gets a kill somehow before being traded up by Relics, which is impressive in itself that he's in the molly. But Hiko just spotted one. Trigger discipline is huge here, but not going to see anyone else coming in his direction. He has found that kill, but the rest of Selfless, I don't really think he got good intel as to where Hiko was hiding out. That smoke should give it away, though, and Relics is going to catch the trade. Takes him down into a 3-on-1. Nitro going to be the last man left alive here, and he'll be taken care of pretty quickly by Uber.
Yeah, that round falls apart pretty quickly for Team Liquid, so nicely done from Selfless. We only really saw what they did in mid, and that didn't seem like it was the main prong of their attack. Everyone else just kind of fell. Everyone from Liquid losing their fight. This is a scary thing now. Liquid, I mean, they have this big lead going into the second half. They've got to keep the pressure on. They can't let this slip. You don't want Selfless to gain momentum. You don't want them to gain a bunch of money. You need to be able to close this out very, very quickly, because if this starts getting closer, then the pressure just builds more and more upon you, and then it becomes difficult. Kusta's going to get forced out by that Molotov, and he's fighting in the fire, so Mitch takes him down with the Molotov, with the fire. Adren is in mid. He's got really not too much to do. The B bomb site is wide open, but Selfless is going to slow it down from here.
And now they move themselves back into it. So far, just decking the members of Team Liquid here in this round. The mid defense is falling pretty short, and they managed to spot Adren inside of that smoke there through Z. So two of them going to open fire. They take him down. Pete coming out from Hiko, not able to grab anything as of yet. Selfless with full control of the situation, but just taking things cautiously. Need to make sure that they keep a strong economy with things being so fragile at this point. So they'll be taking their slow time, and they'll walk into the B bomb site instead, where it is wide open for the taking.
Not much Liquid can really do here. Salvage that AK-47, that's a big find. I mean, even the economy game, you have to play it if you want to win this. So get that AK-47, save it into the next round. Make sure you have all the nades you'll need. You don't want to have to invest in that. And that extra money can actually help out moving forward. Nitro might be able to catch off Uber if he's here quick enough. And Hiko, I don't think he's going to expect this whatsoever, but he wins the battle anyways. Nice shot from Hiko. And if mainline is forced back into B, Nitro can run up towards the truck and actually grab that gun when this round is over. So 2 AKs would be a huge find.
And mainline now, just trying to toy with these guys a bit. Contemplating if he wanted to push out to look for those frags or not. But in the meantime, we saw Mitch going to the other side of the map, and he's found Hiko, so that AK goes right back onto the ground. It's not necessarily safer, it seems. They're still going to have to rebuy it, but it does prevent another one from going into the hands of Team Liquid. Unfortunately for them, Liquid still manages to pick up an AK back over by truck, as you were mentioning earlier.
This is the big buy. Now the losing bonus is built up for Team Liquid. They can have whatever they want. Everyone kind of sitting around just over $6,000. Kusta, if he goes for the AWP, he might be the only one a little bit light on utility. He goes for the small armor, no head armor, so he can get the extra, the smoke, the flash, the extra grenade. So this is the one that Liquid needs to get on the winning train here. And that is a missed smoke. Anyways, fast boost up. They're running through fire, though. They're fighting inside the Molotov. Adren and Elise are going to eat this up. They're loving it at the moment. 3 kills so far. Relics does respond with 2, but the damage is done. Liquid now takes this opportunity. Nitro is pushed all the way through A. He's going to get a flank on towards mid. So all they really have to do is keep their eyes on vents and on the mid from the A bomb site. And from there, just let Nitro do work.
Nifty bouncing his way back up there. Relics,
Jesus.
Nicely done. Just one taps Kusta. Now he's dead, and that's actually going to kill the flank from Nitro too, although he might reignite it now that he heard the vents break.
No, I mean, he's staying very close so he can hear footsteps as he falls back. It's Hiko who's going investigating. Very risky that he just swung out wide, and that's a nice boost over. Relics has 4 kills in this round. How has this turned around so much for Liquid? They had such a good start to it, and it's just falling apart. Hiko's going towards the B bomb site on top of everything, so Selfless, they're going to get a free plant, and There's no way this round turns around it again, because this has been massive from Selfless. Relix has himself one hell of a round. After that pistol, he gets 4 in this one as well.
Hiko now as well has no utility to retake this, so he's going to go out towards Highway. He's got an HE grenade. Hail Mary tossed out. Connects a bit of damage onto Relix, but really nothing that can stop him from still taking the duel against Hiko. But he sneaks his way over here on top of the catwalk. Flashbang connects perfectly onto him too, but again, it's like the third one that Relix connected, but did not want to actually peek out to take the kill on. So Hiko's still sneaking in. He's made some noise. They know where he is, but Relix is going to pull off the ace, shutting down Team Liquid slowly but surely. And he will put another round onto the board for Selfless, officially getting them now to the point where they would tie. And anything beyond this would allow Selfless to take the advantage in Team Liquid in the event they would end up in a tiebreaker scenario at the end of the season.
That was a 5-on-2 that Liquid just lost. I'm not even quite sure.
Technically a 5-on-1, when you consider Relix got all the kills.
I'm just not even sure how it happened. This time, Selfless is going to change the pace over towards the B bomb site. They're not aware, though, that Liquid's actually bought into this round. 1 kill. There's a Liege trading him off. Should be one more in Vents very, very quickly, and Adren going to go up top. Spraying down, and Mitch just eliminates him. Now it's Kusta in the Vents. He's got to be very careful. He's out in the open with a flashbang in his hand. He's crouched down, but once this breaks, here he comes. He blinds himself. Nitro gets a kill. Nifty responds. Can Nitro get the next one? He's completely flashed off, and Nifty readjusts his positioning there. Nitro in a 1-on-2. He can't really find either of these opponents. This is not good for Liquid. They did buy into this round, so it's a tough spot. Flashbang comes out. And Nifty still playing inside the smoke, and he has Nitro completely fooled. This is some sick movement from him. No chance really for Nitro in this round, and now he's just getting hit through the smoke. Mitch is going to win it. 12-10. The comeback has occurred, because Liquid, they're going to have to save in this round. And yeah, they've been kicked in the face again by Selfless. They have to take a tactical pause.
Mitch is a big player on that one too, but never actually on going down. And good job finding the trades from up on top of that platform the entire time, just shutting down Team Liquid. Team Liquid tried to play that way too quickly, not expecting Selfless to be that aggressive there, so they're caught out in the open, and Selfless will find yet another round here. Team Liquid as well in a peculiar spot. They're on that sort of the edge as to where they could justify a force, and they really can't. They've got 2 players in position to afford a full buy. That's Liege and Nitro, but the other 3 really struggling to go for it. They would have to downgrade to FAMAS's, and they wouldn't be able to bring a whole lot of utility to the table, so that decision, they're going to have to make that now, and that's probably part of the reason for this pause here. If they save it now, they're going to focus on the strat for the next round, just like we saw from Selfless in the last half too.
Yeah, but this is the nightmare of Team Liquid not being able to close out matches is continuing. If they drop this, this is gonna they might just die.
Wow, that's drastic.
As a team, not actually die.
Well, I meant I know that, but even that's
still
drastic.
A
little bit.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's a little bit of a joke, but how do you recover if this knocks you out of the playoffs? If you have a 12-3 lead at half, and it knocks you out of playoff by not being able to close that out, so difficult to deal with as a team. So this is a very scary situation that they're in at the moment. Adren's actually invested into this round. They have the full losing bonus, obviously, so it's only a half investment. He'll be able to buy into the next one, but even some of these rounds haven't been super effective for Team Liquid.
And it's been swinging back now on this T side for Selfless. Almost, it's just that T side seems so strong now, just like we saw back on Train too. There was a couple rounds back and forth where Liquid were able to put up a fight when Selfless were on the T side back over on Train, but here on Cash as well, it's the T side for Selfless that saves them and brings them back into this game. All the way back from 12-3 now.
So big round for Selfless here, but the next round is going to be the one that pauses for, and again, Selfless just chooses to rush the other bomb site. No one from Team Liquid is here, so this investment isn't going to do much. At this point, you might as well just say, let's not even mess with it. Set up for some exits. Mainline's going to go on the hunt. He sees a couple players, I think, as he passes the crack, and he gets 1 kill. There's one very close up, so a pop flash comes out. Mainline, he's trying to kill many more. Such low HP. Mainline's still alive somehow. That nade could be a double kill. It's not. It's only a single. Adren's down to 1 HP.
I mean, Adren and Nitro, not a whole lot that they can do here at this point. They've got some upgraded pistols, but Adren might just want to save armor, to be completely honest. But nope, he gets tapped by Uber.
I mean, yeah, maybe. Didn't really matter in the end. They have 6K, so he can still buy whatever he wants. But all right, they've got to get on the board now. It's Legion Nitro leading the way for Liquid. They're at 21 and 17. Everyone else, Hiko, Adren, and Kusta, are all on 13 kills. On the other side, it's Relix. He has been the savior of the second half. A 4-kill in the pistol round, a 4-kill, or an ace, actually, in a 2-on-5 situation. He's been a beast. He has over, I think it's like 23 kills, I think I saw. maybe more.
So Selfless, though, there's not even going to be time to check the scoreboard as they're moving very quickly into this. Team Liquid, they're playing retake. That was a great flashbang, but there's no utilization. I actually scratched that Nitro, where they can't even find Nitro right now. Look at that. They were looking around. Nitro grabbed both of those kills for free. Nifty tries to respond, but it dings off the top of the truck there. Finally, though, he does take down Nitro, but it's still in a 4-on-3 with Liquid having the advantage on their retake.
Kusta wants to get on top with this AWP. There's some utility usage. There's still a Molotov, a smoke, nade, plenty of flashes for the Liquid side. Nifty over towards the forklift. We talk about this being an important position. This is the big player for Selfless. Can he hold it? Mitch is looking for one more kill, but Adren, he clears that spot out. Mitch between the smokes finds one. He's going to come through. He's going to try and help Relix out, who's in quad. 2-on-4 situation. Relix can't get anything done. It's all on Mitch. There's 2 kids on the Liquid side, so it's no issue from here. So finally, Liquid get 1 round on the board. It's going to be 13-11. They've done some damage. Still, though, Nifty has 15,000. Mitch has 12,000. I mean, there's plenty of money on the Selfless side. So still, if Liquid get reset here, that's a real disaster this late in the game.
Even with them still having the lead here, Selfless is now going to be able to take a huge advantage on that and then take the lead away for themselves, running away with it with both of the round scores up so high for both teams now. This is so dangerous. So Selfless go right back into it. The quick play, although it worked out brilliantly for them multiple rounds on train, almost every single round, to be completely honest. Now they're going to have to hold back. Mollies are tossed up on top. They did this before, and they just got decimated by it earlier on, but now it seems, though, there's a lot less pressure thrown in by Team Liquid towards middle, so Selfless will get control of this area for free.
Kusta with that up. He's playing mid, but he's very passive with it. Very heavy lean towards the B bomb site. 3 members here for Team Liquid. Maybe based off Nitro's performance in the last run all on his own. Adren's going to get forced out. Elige needs to be able to respond and help him out. Adren wins the fight, even in the fire, though, and he lives with 2 HP. That's huge. He's going to be forced to be very passive, but now Selfless knows that he's very exposed. They eliminate him. They're going to try and get through, running through more fire. And a second Molotov going to slow mainline down. He's at 8 HP. And Elige still hasn't been found out quite yet. They're going to reverse boost into the vents. It's only going to be mainline here to throw a fake, but what can he really do? 1 bullet's going to take him out.
I like what Selfless are doing, though. They're calling this off. They've wasted way too much time just playing around with this here. So mainline is going to give his life away for the cause, while the rest of Selfless rotate back over to that A-bomb site. And now the pressure shifts to Kusta. He's the main player here to watch this. He does have more teammates nearby, but also Relix is going to make a risky move, possibly going inside of Z to drive a wedge between himself and the players from Team Liquid that are still in that B bomb site, which at the moment is everybody except for Kusta. But as he moves in, he's successfully done it. He's picked it up. Unfortunately, he leaves himself out in the open, so Kusta is able to trade it back out. And regardless, now Selfless's players are going to be moving in to try and go for the take on the B bomb site. Nifty leaves himself out in the open too much, so he can't get back behind that cover, and it falls to Uber to clutch out a 1v3, completely unawares and the fact that there is a player back up on the site itself. So Hiko finds the final kill, and Liquid 14-11 now. They are back on the grind. And this is going to be the last buy from Selfless that will have full rifles.
Yeah, they could. Nifty is going to be able to buy. He'll have money. I mean, they're the losing bonus. That's the big thing. They're buying through this losing bonus. So next round, no matter what happens, they're going to have to buy. Even if they lose, they'll just have to, because Liquid will be on that point. But it does seem like Liquid has finally got some footing in this match to shut things down. This comeback has looked so scary. It still is. They're still not out of it just yet. But they've switched up their style, Team Liquid. They've been playing very much a retake tactic over towards this A bomb site. Look how much power, how many players they have towards middle and B. And instead of trying to challenge for mid control, they're just going to get passive.
Now moving in, though, Selfless go for quick control of the vents, but Uber's going to shut down Elige, and now also moving in through the halls pretty quickly here, too. They're going to have to rotate in swiftly. Hiko is on the site, smoked out. He can't see anything, and Nitro's, he's been bombed out from heaven, so he cannot see anything from there as well, but nobody's watching from CT main, and that smoke comes in a bit late. Hiko, though, right up in the face of Mitch, but Mitch is going to strike first. Shuts down Hiko. 3 left alive from the side of Team Liquid. They've gotten good damage, but now it's time to get some player kills. Nitro finds the first one on a Mitch, but they're all stuck here in heaven trying to find a way back in. Molly's going to go back down onto the site, not really going to connect onto any of these players to force them out, and also mainline just firing away to prevent these players from finding a way back in. Kusta and Nitro find 2 kills, so now they have the advantage, but time is ticking and they need to find a way back in. Still so much fire being tossed over towards heaven, and Nitro a little bit timid to move his way in from CT main too, because of the presence that could be coming back in over there from Checkers. Relix, though, is hiding back, waiting for the time. He just gave himself away. Nitro jumps up, finds that kill, and then Adren closes it out. Liquid pull off the 3v4 retake, and they're going to put themselves up on match point.
15-11 now. Liquid somehow get back into that round. The support for Hiko when that hit was coming in, it was essentially like a 1-on-4, 1-on-5 situation. Hiko just had no idea what was going on that whole time. And enough flashbangs come out to stall out, and he doesn't even get a kill, but at least he lives long enough for the rotations coming. But from there, it's just a miracle that some of these kills, like you said, 3 players grouped up towards upper, that they're able to find these. Nitro completely blind, I believe lower got a kill as well. With the losing bonus building up, those Selfless have a full buy. This time, they've done it twice, but the third time's the charm. They choose not to boost up into the fire. And they are just going to step back. So Nifty's going to get up delayed. Kusta has an op as well, and he's watching for just this. He's watching for the peak. Can he win the battle here? It would be a huge opening kill for Liquid to get, but he unscopes, unfortunately, just as the peak comes in.
Selfless need to win this match. Otherwise, they will have to 2-0 Luminosity Gaming on Tuesday in order to beat Liquid in a tiebreaker scenario and potentially qualify for the ESL Pro League finals. Even at that point, it's not even a guarantee anymore, as it would be tied below 16 rounds. Or a lot of these other teams may end up like Cloud9 and Optic, with you already having Luminosity in a fairly secure position and maybe looking at Energy getting past that too. It's going to be very, very dangerous at worst. You want to be looking at a 2-0 for Selfless here, so they're going to take these final couple of rounds carefully, but Mainline walking right out onto that site. Kusta's going to be able to grab him for free. Thankfully, he was only a player just trying to throw a couple rotations off, but now they're going to know for sure, and these 3 that are posted up on the A-bomb site, they will be able to hold this off without rotating away. But there was a good pop flash, but no Elige. He's still able to find that kill onto Uber. And now they're down a man, 3v5 to try and pull this off. Nitro finds the first one, jumped up inside of the corner. Mitch finds a trade for it, but Adret jumping out of that smoke. He finds one into Mitch, looking for another one, and that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. Team Liquid take the second map. They take it 1-1. And that may just give Liquid the spot over Selfless Gaming at the Pro League Finals.
Yeah, well, because those future matchups are a little bit more difficult for Selfless to handle. But it was 16-11, so if they do come into that tiebreaker, at least that is in the favor of Selfless. We still have another day of matches. That was our last one of the night, but yeah, there's just a lot of things that can happen on Tuesday when we come into this. But what a close match, Liquid. That was they almost let one slip. We talked about it during the pause. They've had nightmares closing out matches, and it almost got to the point where Selfless was able to come back from a 3-12 half, which just would have been terrible. Relics came alive in that second half. A fantastic player.
Big key to that one as well, and after him, we had not seen so much of him back on that first map too. It was good to see him stepping up once again. This is like the second or third time now where we've seen a match on Cash that Relics has had an absolutely huge performance. There was one, I can't remember who they were playing, but it was a couple of months ago too, where he pulls off this like amazing 1v5 play, and he did it again here in this matchup too. Yeah,
pretty nuts stuff to go through. But I mean, that's the thing. This is kind of the surprise of Selfless, is we don't really, when you look at that roster, you don't really see too much firepower, but they still are able to come into these matches, make them challenging, and actually, I mean, now that they're in the hunt for playoffs, I mean, they're a very effective team, and you could see some of the scary parts of that. I mean, Train itself, and even portions of that second half on Cash, Selfless actually outplays Liquid as a team, not necessarily as the players. I think there was one point on Train where all of them, after the first half had happened, that all of them were within 2 to 3 kills. So it's good stuff to see from this team fighting for playoffs. Now, because the day is over, we've had 4 matches. We are going to check out the standings as they are after these matches have been completed, how they've shifted from where we saw them at the beginning of the day. Luminosity obviously still up top, 16-4. Optic at 14-6 is tied with Cloud9. They're only 1 win ahead of Liquid, Selfless, and NRG, who are all at 13-7. So this is essentially a 5-horse race for the last, 2, actually maybe even 3 spots in the playoffs. Optic and Cloud9 aren't exactly solidified in those positions. Luminosity could fall out of it, but very, very small chance of that happening.
And Renegades, I think, is entirely out of the race at this point because of the victories from both Liquid and Selfless today.
Yep, Renegades was essentially hoping and praying that those teams would just lose, but that wasn't even really possible with Liquid and Selfless playing against each other. So there's always a slim chance, but essentially now they're just out of it. So Energy, Selfless, Liquid all vying for some of these last spots, and Optic and Cloud9 as well, not very solidified. So a little bit scary as this comes down to Tuesday.
And of course, the tiebreakers, we'll have to see if those come into it too. That's going to be a very big thing, especially with a lot of these teams, a lot of the bigger teams actually having like 1-1 trades. There's not a lot of cases where big teams gain like outright advantages over the other one that would immediately put them ahead. And we just had another one of those occurrences tonight, as it's gone 1-1. But I think because of the scorelines there, I would have to double check it. I think in the event that Selfless and Team Liquid tie up again, Selfless will actually win it because Team Liquid did not win by as many rounds as Selfless did on the first map.
As you said, it may not even come to that based off the matches that both teams have. And those will be matchups on Tuesday. We do not have, normally at this point, we'd throw up a graphic for the schedule of Tuesday, but it's hectic. We have 12 matches. I think 6 matches are going to be played in the first hour and 6 are played in the second hour.
Still the doubleheaders.
All consecutive, still doubleheaders. But we're doing that just to make sure that no team knows the results of of what their opponents are going into the next match. So we keep everything nice and safe and tidy. So we don't have a graphic that has literally 12 matchup.
I got the matches. Just rattle them off, I suppose.
Okay.
So it's going to be Luminosity versus Selfless, which we already talked about. It was a bit awkward. Energy will also play against Optic Gaming. Those are the two biggest ones there, but there's also some teams that are in contention to be in the top 4 that have matches versus some of the lower teams that will decide if they actually make it through or not. Kona is going to play against C9, and also beyond that, Team Liquid will take on Splice. The Renegades will also play versus Complexity, but like we said before, Renegades are sort of out of the running at this point, and there will also be a match between Winterfox and CLG Gaming, but that match has no bearing on the actual outcome of the top 4, unfortunately.
Okay, very cool. So that'll be coming out Tuesday. Obviously, when we get there, we'll let you guys know which matches we're going to be showing. They're going to have the highest impact on who can make it in and out of the playoffs. So those will be the ones we'll show, but that'll be on Tuesday. So we're all done here for tonight. Go watch Game of Thrones. I'm going to do it. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on Tuesday.